Shalom, shalom. First thing and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakwadash. I'm going to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that rule well. Blessings and salutations to the whole elect. Noise in this gospel abroad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is the Akia Mahalaya from the Kansas City, GMS Kansas City branch. Coming back to you with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, but this is more of a testimony. Well, I won't say a testimony because we know women can't have testimonies because they don't have testicles. But this is an, how can I say it? This is an account of a sister which can be a faith booster on behalf of the body, mainly the men of the Great Millstone and the men of the affiliate camps that prescribe to the doctrine. This one particular sister sent me a message today, and she went into her experience as to going into she went into the doctor's office. I believe she was getting her ankle looked at, and she was basically breaking down to me on how this RFID technology is really the real deal. And this sheds light as to what the apostles and elders and the men on down, you know, from the elder bishops, you know, to the particular elders under them and the camp leaders, myself, you know, brothers under me. We've all been saying this thing. And now that this particular story and this account as a witness to the body, this proves that the apostles on down had it right the whole time and that we're in these times, man. OK, so basically, I went over the message and I did a screen recording so it could basically she could tell the story better than I can. But I'm going to play the story, but I'm going to read the message that she sent me. And this is going to tie right into the story that she told me as to her experience with this technology to show you that this is what the world is coming to. OK, and this thing will be mandated and mandatory once all hell break loose, once the next crisis happen. Hey, this thing is going to be the real deal. OK, for all you camps, you scoffers, you scorners out there, you guys that seem to not be on board with this prophecy, that you have some type of lack of understanding that is sin or an embargo or Christianity or sleeping with white women. I'm here to tell you that you're wrong on all those accounts. All right. And if you don't get it after this particular account or this experience that this sister had, then, hey, it's safe to say that you probably aren't the men of the Lord. OK, because it's too evident at this point. All right. So this is the message, and I'm not going to disclose the sister name. I'm pretty sure that other sisters that's familiar with this sister will probably know who she is. But I'm not going to disclose her name because, you know, that's, you know, it's not really important. And on top of that, she mentioned like, well, you know, if you could just give an account, you ain't got I told her that I wouldn't put our information out there just out of safety and respect for the body, you know, and just for peace of mind. So it says, I'm in a doctor's office, and this is the message she sent me. She said, I'm in a doctor's office and the receptionist told me to put my right hand on this device. She said, I asked, what's the purpose? I've never saw this before. No, she said, I'm going to read it again. She says, I'm in a doctor's office. The receptionist told me to put my right hand on this device. I asked, what's the purpose? I've never saw this before. She looked at me and said, she looked at the sign on the wall and she said, we're elevating into new times. And she said, a fucking old ass Eve, shaking my head. She said, it keeps record of my medical records. And she said tears came to her eyes and she asked what was wrong. And she said she just shook her head. And then she says in caps, Great Millstone are the men of the Lord, damn it. Call Halayim La Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Time is running out. So this is the message she sent me, and she sent me a voicemail as well. So without further delay, I'm going to play the account of what the sister experienced, and we're going to get into the precepts. And hey, we in them times, man. This thing is getting ready to go down.
Shalom.
Right?
Shalom. So I wanted to break it down to you how it exactly went. So I went to see a cardiologist because I have to have the surgery for my ankle the end of the month. So they want to, you know, dot all their I's, cross their T's, and before they clear me. So I've never been to this cardiologist. So I'm giving them my ID and all my insurance information. So the receptionist takes all my stuff. She scans it, you know, as usual. And so she's pointing as she's talking to one of her coworkers, telling me to do whatever she was instructing me to do. So I'm thinking she's telling me to pick up the key, the pen pad to, like, you know, put my signature, etc. So She goes, no, 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 I'm sorry. You have to place your hand over the device, your right hand. So I looked at it and I said, oh. And I'm like, confused. I said, so I'm confused. And I'm like, what is this for? It's almost like, you get fingerprinted and whatever. That's what I was thinking. I was going to use my index finger or something. She said, oh, you never did this before? Look at the sign right there. So I read the sign, and I'm telling you, I just got so overjoyed, so excited. The first thing I thought about was like, oh my goodness, Apostle Tahar and the men on down been saying this for years. Like, oh, this is the truth. I'm just so happy. And like, she's looking at me. She's thinking that I'm smiling because she's, expressing how I know times are evolving, etc. And I'm like, yes, they are, And of course, I'm not going to say anything to her because, that wasn't the place and time for it. But she was already sold anyway. But it was just, it was beautiful. And I was just like, I got to post this, I got to send this because you're the only brother that I contact through what's going to be in that. Oh, and what I thought about too was because she said that it stores all your medical information, your ID, your medical records. It stores it in your right hand. You can't tell me that's not spiritual. I got to calm down because what? Like how they don't see this, but I know everybody ain't going to get it.
Now, you heard what she just said, right? You heard she said that it stores all of the medical information in your right hand. So when John, the Revelator, or the Apostle John, when he saw this vision on the island of Patmos, he saw these things going down in the spirit. Okay, to show you that Yahweh Shem Yahushai doesn't make mistakes. He's very meticulous on his prophecies and when the prophets reveal these things. You have to understand that 1900 years ago, when he wrote the vision, or when he wrote out the prophecy, have to understand that they use different verbiages than what they do today. Okay, they didn't have a such thing as RFID. They didn't have radio frequency identification 2,000 years ago. Okay, so he described it as a mark. Okay, because when you go into the Greek word mark, it goes into charagma, which means to etch or put something under the skin. So he was using a terminology as to what he saw 2,000 years ago. So for you naysayers and you scoffers, you scorners out there, man, if you can't see that this is getting ready to be the new norm of this society, then, I mean, like I said earlier, it's safe to say that you're probably not the man of the Lord. Because, like, when you look at, like, Esau, what he's doing, he's moving at warp speed, all these cyber attacks, all these outages, and the video that I did earlier on this guy, Cotton Swab, he basically stated that the whole 2020 ordeal was to bring about a new change in a global setup. Okay, which is going to include its MOTB. Okay, you have it written in books. Behold a Pale Horse. You got, what is that movie called? 1984. Also, this guy, Aaron Russo, went into the whole account of them wanting to put this technology in people because it gives them the ultimate control. He was interviewing, or he was speaking to, I guess this guy was named Nick Rockefeller. Okay, which they claim he doesn't exist, but allegedly him and Aaron Russo had a pretty close relationship with each other, pretty close friends. And he said that the elites pretty much broke it all the way down to him and told him, look, we want to put this in everybody. We want ultimate control. Okay, and it's no coincidence that back in 2021, 22, when they started to mandate the who, they started threatening people. They started taking away certain things, your jobs mainly. A lot of people was threatened with their employment. Like, well, if you don't get X, Y, and Z, you can't work here anymore, which was basically a test run as to what they're getting ready to do now, because this time, this thing is going to be pushed by bloodshed and adversity, man. Okay? Back in, I think it was 21, maybe 21, 22. I remember they was talking about the military. I think it was 21. Yep. Because I was at work when they declared it. I did a video on it. They was talking about the National Guard was being deployed to different neighborhoods in Missouri, and they was going to help people with getting this ordeal, man, because they made such a big deal out of it. But the sister is giving the firsthand account of it. This is the witness here.
But man, I remember when I first started learning the truth, because my son used to camp with DTA. And I remember them saying, what's going to be in that chip, and everything's going to be in that chip. And then, I start listening to the apostles and elders on down, and that's the first thing I'm thinking about. And I'm just smiling from ear to ear, and I'm just, all types of scriptures is coming to mind, all types of lessons is coming to mind all at once. It was like my mind was so overwhelmed. I was just like excited. But that's crazy because, that's crazy because people are saying, oh, yeah, they got that in Whole Foods. Nah, this is different. This is different. This is way different, to whereas it's going to eventually turn into the chip, of course, the RFID, and you're going to store everything in there, your banking information, your keys, your wallet. My goodness. Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. Come on, let's go. Baba Kusha.
So, yeah, she seems that she's very excited, as we all should be, because this is a step closer as to us getting salvation up out of this hellhole, man. All right. So with that being said, everything she said, this is a witness as to everything we've taught about over the years. OK, the apostles on down 30 plus years, the men under them 20 plus years, us, 10 plus years, and, the younger brothers 5+ years, etc. All right. So this is it's getting ready to go down, man. All right. So this is the book Isaiah 42, and I'm going to start at verses. Let's start at verses. The whole chapter is really good. But now let's start at verses 9. And it says, behold, the former things are coming to pass, and new things do I declare, and before they spring forth, I tell you of them. You see, because the Lord said, I am the Lord, declaring the end from the beginning. Because Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, they're the ultimate prophet. So this is why when the men of the Lord saw these things in visions over 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago, even Abraham received visions about Israel being in a land for 400 years, being afflicted, and we should come out with great substance. He had a vision. That was prophetic, okay, because that was before the time we went into Egypt. So Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has already revealed these things to his men, okay, via the apostles on down. And this is why we are able to speak on these things and break them down with great accuracy, man, because, we are these men coming back. Then you got those that say, well, y'all ain't doing nothing but reading prophecy. Well, no shit, Sherlock. We're reading prophecy because there's no need for it to be written, because it was already, the scriptures say the things are written before time are written for our learning today. So we don't have to come back and reinterpret and rewrite anything. We're actually verbally publishing the prophecies because we're breaking down what they wrote. Because 2,000 years ago in the ancient world, the prophets didn't necessarily understood what they wrote. Okay, that's why a lot of time the men ask for the understanding of the vision. Like the Lord, the angel told Daniel, he said, look, go and stand in Ilata to the end of days. Okay, because he wanted to know what he was writing, but he didn't understand it because it was for a lot of time. So by us breaking these things down today and we're putting emphasis on it, that proves that we're the prophets, man. We're saying what's going to happen before it comes to pass, and we're giving you the right interpretation of the Bible. That's how you can say we're the prophets. Well, it's already been written down, man. Look, go on somewhere with that. But it says, behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things do I declare, and they spring forth. It says, before they spring forth, I tell you of them. Same thing with this MOTB. Okay, we've been talked about, we've been scoffed, we've been called conspiracy nuts, fear mongers. Okay, we've been called all Alex Jones, but we stole this prophecy from Alex Jones, when in fact the apostles have been teaching on this prophecy since the 90s, man. Okay, they already figured it was going to be something that they was going to put in your hand, but definitively speaking, more revelation is revealed over time. As you like the scriptures say, knowledge shall increase. So as time progresses, we get more information on these things, and we're able to expound more on the prophetic scriptures. You see, let's go here to the book of 2 Peter 1 and 19. And it reads here, it says, we also have a more sure word of prophecy. Wherefore unto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place, until the day done and the day star rises in your hearts. All right. And it says, take heed, man. Okay. Take warning. Be circumspect. Okay. Once this RFID or once this collapse come, this MOTB is going to be the glue that sews the glass back together, so to speak. But shortly after, the missiles are going to come. So by the time they institute the MOTB, from all the fighting and the burning down of these cities, hey, people are going to be in desperation to take it. Okay, your jobs, your bank accounts, all these things, they're going to have to scare people. They're going to have to put you in the most desperate situations in order for you to comply and opt into this new system. Meaning AI, everything is going to be controlled by AI. There will be no trace of this old world. These videos are not going to be out here, okay? Men in the Lord ain't going to be pretty much out there on the streets teaching. Okay, some brothers will be in prisons or FEMA camps. Some brothers will be on the run, hiding. Some brothers will have spiritual power, And, it comes from that. But it says here, knowing this first, and no prophecy of the scriptures of any private interpretation. So this is not a private interpretation. Okay, we're not conspiring behind closed doors with each other in the camp saying, okay, we're going to make it or make it be this. No, man, we're just telling you what it is. Because what does Amos 3:7 say? Yahweh thy power will do nothing, but he revealed his secrets unto the servants, the prophets. And it reads, it says, for this prophecy came not in old time by the will of men, but holy men of Yahweh spake as they were moved by the Holy Spirit. And we believe that the apostles on down to us, we are moved by the Holy Spirit to teach this word, man, and to understand these prophetic scriptures. Let's go here, Ezekiel 33. Because if you don't see it at this point, then you're not going to see it. Point blank, period. And it's like really no point of beating a dead horse. This is the book of Ezekiel 33:33. It says, and when this come to pass, lo, it will come. Then they should know that a prophet had been among them. And I'm willing to guarantee you 100% that this MOTB is the mark of the beast. And this is going to be made mandatory in order for you to have some type of life here. If you don't, apartment, vehicle, work. If your doctor's notes, as the sister said, she said, look, everything popped up on her right hand. She had to do it with her right hand, And I showed the clips of the technology, that they would use. Matter of fact, let me go back. Let me see if I can find it. Here we go. Let's go here. Here we go. Yep. So this is the hand here, and this is it. It says there's a better way to check in. Patient secure palm scanning. It says scan your veins patterns, and it matches your medical records in seconds. Okay, so there you go. That's that instant transaction, or that's that what they call that wireless transaction. That's those miracles right there. It says at the RWJ of Barnabas Health, your safety is our top priority. See that word safety. It said that is why we're introducing the patient source. It says patient secure streamlines registration, ensures accurate patient identification. See, RFID, radio frequency identification, and protects your social security number and other sensitive information. Enjoy faster, easier, and safer registration. So there you go. That's the convenience factor. That's one way they can sell this to you, under the form of convenience, man. All right. So last precept here, Revelation 13:16, and I end it. Point is being made. But it says, and he causeth all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in that right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save either had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. So there you go. This thing is going to be linked into your bank account, your social security. It's like basically a digital social security number. It's like a digital wallet. Okay, everything about you will be contained in your right hand. Right now, the whole thing about the hackers, cyber attacks, information is being leaked. That's a way that they can push the safety measures of receiving this MOTB, man. But anyway, Lord's will you will edify, giving all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.